My name's Sam. I'm one of the professional dancers and the rehearsal director for Two Face Dance Company. So we're here in Hong Kong to work with up-and-coming choreographers in Hong Kong, and we're here to share our experiences, our knowledge, and ultimately to give the Hong Kong choreographers a new insight in different ways that how they can choreograph. There's a lot of difference, I think. But also not a lot. Seems a bit of a weird thing to say, but I think there's not a lot because ultimately choreographers want a voice. They want to be heard, they want to express themselves, and they want to share something to the world, to make a change, to make a difference. Yeah, so much difference. There's been an incredible openness and willingness to learn. What I've seen over the last few days is that they've really just grown, become more comfortable, become more confident. They've been asking the right questions, which shows that they're curious. They've started to understand that choreography is more than just movement. Choreography can come from a place with a bit more depth, that it can have a story, it can have a meaning, it can have something more than just movement, and I've started to see that whilst I've been working with them over the past few days. I think it's been a really great experience for both myself and for them. But ultimately, as the rehearsal director, I have obviously come here to teach about choreography, but I've also come here to teach about how to build relationships between choreographer and dancer, how to create and how to move from a true place, understand movement, and how to move so it's not just surface level, but so that it comes from, I've said this already, but it comes from a deeper or an emotional place, because ultimately you want the audience to feel something. So we've been talking a lot about how do you take an audience on a journey? How do you tell a story? How do you build a narrative, world build? All of these things come from movement, but they also come from a choreographer understanding how to do those things. Ultimately shapes and forms what the dancers are doing on stage. Don't be afraid to have a voice. And don't be afraid to speak your truth. It can be quite anxiety-inducing to put yourself out there and to say what you truly think. But I think be bold and be brave and be kind as well. Obviously be respectful and kind, but ultimately if you've got something to say and you're passionate about it, then say it. Don't be afraid to question things as well. Hard truths are hard, but ultimately it builds honesty and it builds relationships. When you're working with dancer and choreographer, there can be clashes at times, but just know that you're going into a process where both of you want an outcome of the same goal. So if there is a clash, be okay with it and be understanding with each other. I think the relationship between choreographer and dancer can be tricky to navigate, especially if you're working with friends, but just be honest with each other, and I think ultimately that is the best way to work.